The Art of Saying No. The Core Lessons on Boundaries, Self-Respect, and Protecting Your Time. Inspired by Damon Zahariades' best-selling book, many people believe that saying yes makes them kind, dependable, and successful. They agree to extra work, attend events they don't enjoy, help everyone who asks, and constantly put other people's needs ahead of their own. At first, this seems generous, but over time, endless obligations lead to stress, exhaustion, resentment, and the feeling that life is no longer their own. Why does this happen? Because every yes to something unimportant is often a no to our own priorities, health, relationships, and peace of mind. How to stand your ground, reclaim your time and energy, and refuse to be taken for granted without feeling guilty. Damon Zahari explains that learning to say no is not selfish. It is an essential life skill. Healthy boundaries protect our time, energy, mental well-being, and self-respect. By saying no with confidence and kindness, we create space for the people, goals, and experiences that truly matter. The book is not about becoming rude or refusing every request. Instead, it teaches us how to decline unnecessary commitments without guilt, communicate our boundaries respectfully, and stop seeking approval through constant people-pleasing. This summary explores the book's central ideas and practical lessons that can help anyone reclaim control of their life by mastering the simple yet powerful art of saying no. Every yes has a hidden cost. Every commitment requires something: time, energy, attention, focus, money. When we automatically say yes to every request, we rarely consider what we are giving up. An extra meeting may cost family time. Helping everyone at work may delay our own projects. Accepting every invitation may leave no room for rest. The real cost of saying yes is often invisible. Before agreeing to anything, ask yourself, what am I sacrificing by saying yes? Understanding this hidden cost leads to wiser decisions. People-pleasing is not kindness. Many people confuse kindness with people-pleasing. Kindness comes from choice. People-pleasing comes from fear. Fear of rejection, fear of conflict, fear of disappointing others, fear of being disliked. When our decisions are controlled by fear rather than genuine generosity, resentment eventually follows. Healthy relationships are built on honesty, not constant self-sacrifice. Helping others is valuable. Losing yourself while helping everyone else is not. Your time is your most valuable resource. Money can be earned again. Lost opportunities sometimes return. Time never does. Every hour spent on unnecessary obligations is an hour that cannot be recovered. The author encourages treating time as one of life's most precious resources. Protect it carefully, spend it intentionally, invest it in people and activities that align with your values. Learning to say no is ultimately about learning to respect your own time. Boundaries protect relationships. Many people believe boundaries damage relationships. The opposite is often true. Without boundaries, resentment quietly grows. You begin feeling taken for granted, overworked, unappreciated. Eventually, frustration replaces generosity. Healthy boundaries create clarity. People understand what you can offer, what you cannot. Clear expectations reduce misunderstandings and strengthen mutual respect. The strongest relationships include honest boundaries. Guilt is often learned. One reason people struggle to say no is guilt. We worry about appearing selfish, unhelpful, unfriendly. The author explains that much of this guilt comes from beliefs we learned over time. Good people always help. You should never disappoint anyone. Your needs come last. These beliefs sound admirable, but taken to the extreme, they become harmful. Saying no does not make you selfish. It means recognizing that your own needs matter too. You cannot please everyone, no matter how generous you become. Someone will still be unhappy. Someone will disagree. Someone will expect more. Trying to satisfy everyone is impossible. Yet many people spend years attempting exactly that. The result is constant stress. Instead of seeking universal approval, focus on acting with honesty, kindness, and integrity. Some people may dislike your boundaries. That does not mean your boundaries are wrong. Learn to pause before answering. Many people say yes automatically, before they even think. The author recommends creating a simple habit: pause. Instead of answering immediately, say, "Let me think about it. I'll get back to you." This brief pause creates space for thoughtful decisions. You consider your schedule, your priorities, your energy. Thoughtful responses replace automatic obligations. Not every request deserves your time. Some requests are meaningful. Others simply reflect poor planning by someone else. Learning to distinguish between the two is essential. Ask yourself, does this align with my priorities? Am I the right person? Do I genuinely want to do this? Would I still say yes if I felt no guilt? If the answer is no, it is perfectly acceptable to decline. Saying no is an act of self-respect. Every boundary sends a message. When you constantly say yes despite feeling overwhelmed, you teach others that your time is always available. When you respectfully decline unreasonable requests, you communicate something different. My time has value. My commitments matter. My well-being deserves protection. Self-respect begins with honoring your own limits. Others often follow the example you set. You do not owe long explanations. Many people believe every refusal requires a detailed justification. The author disagrees. Long explanations invite negotiation. Simple responses are often stronger. "I won't be able to. Thank you for thinking of me, but I'll have to decline. I already have other commitments." Kindness does not require lengthy excuses. Clear communication is enough. Assertiveness is different from aggression. Some people avoid saying no because they fear sounding rude. Assertiveness is not aggression. Aggression ignores other people's needs. Passivity ignores your own. Assertiveness respects both. You communicate honestly, calmly, respectfully, without apology for having reasonable limits. Healthy confidence sounds firm without becoming hostile. Stop explaining your worth through service. Many people unconsciously believe they earn love and acceptance by constantly helping others. They become indispensable, always available, always accommodating. The author encourages separating your value from your usefulness. You deserve respect even when you decline requests. Your worth is not measured by how exhausted you become helping everyone else. You are valuable because of who you are, not because of how much you sacrifice. Protect your energy. Time is limited. Energy is equally important. You may technically have time for another commitment, but do you have the emotional energy? Mental focus, physical strength? Ignoring your energy eventually leads to burnout. Healthy boundaries protect not only your calendar but also your emotional well-being. Sometimes the wisest response is simply, "I need to rest." Difficult conversations build confidence. The first few times you say no may feel uncomfortable. Your voice may shake. You may worry about disappointing others. That discomfort is normal. Confidence grows through repetition. Each respectful boundary becomes easier than the last. Eventually, saying no becomes a natural expression of self-respect rather than a source of anxiety. Courage develops through practice. Surround yourself with people who respect boundaries. Healthy people respect boundaries. Healthy people respect healthy boundaries. Manipulative people often resist them. Some individuals become upset when you begin saying no, not because you are wrong, but because they benefited from your inability to refuse. Pay attention to these reactions. Supportive relationships encourage mutual respect. Unhealthy relationships demand constant sacrifice. Choose wisely. Saying no creates space for better yeses. The purpose of saying no is not simply refusal. It is making room. Room for family, health, learning, meaningful work, rest, creativity, personal growth. Every intentional no strengthens the quality of your future yeses. When your schedule becomes less crowded, your attention becomes more meaningful. Boundaries improve leadership. Many people assume leaders must always be available. The opposite is often true. Strong leaders understand priorities. They delegate appropriately. They protect their focus. They avoid unnecessary commitments. Leaders who constantly say yes eventually lose effectiveness. Boundaries allow them to make better decisions and serve others more sustainably. Leadership requires disciplined choices, not endless availability. Your life reflects your decisions. Our calendar reveals our priorities. If every hour belongs to someone else, when do we pursue our own goals? Write the book, learn the skill, exercise, spend time with loved ones, rest, dream. None of these happen automatically. They require protected time. Learning to say no creates the freedom to build the life you actually want. The freedom to live authentically. Ultimately, saying no is about authenticity, living according to your own values instead of constant external expectations, choosing commitments intentionally, giving generously without losing yourself, helping others without abandoning your own well-being. True generosity comes from abundance, not exhaustion. When your yes is chosen freely, it becomes far more meaningful. Final thoughts. The art of saying no reminds us that one of the most important words we can learn is often the hardest to say. Damon Zahariades teaches that boundaries are not barriers to healthy relationships. They are the foundation of them. By protecting our time, energy, and emotional well-being, we become more intentional, more present, and ultimately more generous in the commitments we choose to make. The book encourages us to let go of unnecessary guilt, stop seeking approval through constant people-pleasing, and recognize that our needs are just as important as everyone else's. Through thoughtful decision-making, respectful communication, and the courage to decline requests that do not align with our priorities, we reclaim control of our lives. The central message is simple yet empowering. Every time we say no to what drains us, we say yes to what truly matters. Healthy boundaries create the space needed for meaningful work, deeper relationships, personal growth, and lasting peace of mind. In the end, the art of saying no teaches that protecting your time is not selfish. It is an act of self-respect. When you stop living according to everyone else's expectations and begin making choices that reflect your own values, you gain something far more valuable than approval: the freedom to live your life with purpose, balance, and confidence.